Hey everybody, it's Mike for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific lady who is a Venezuelan singer-songwriter currently in Miami, Florida. She began her career playing a French horn in middle school, later in musical theater in the choir and a soloist, and also began an amazing radio career back in 2020 at a popular Spanish radio station in Miami, Florida, #1 in her area. She's also co-host of a wonderful podcast you hear every Tuesday night. And of course, she also got a new song called Janguiar, which has been burned up the charts, and she might have something different. We'll find out just 1 minute. Live, ladies and gentlemen, of Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Miami, Florida, the amazing multi-talented Venezuelan singer, songwriter, and also co-host of movie reviews and more, currently in Miami. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Nathasha Rumbos. Nathasha, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a while since I've seen you, but I'm so glad that we're back in the same screen and we have to talk about exciting stuff that has been, happening since the last time we saw each other.
I think it's been about maybe 2-3 months ago, or since I've been on movie reviews and more. And of course, I'll be having Brian Sebastian on later on in the year as well, too. We'll get some updates as well, too. Of course, usual cast of characters, throw in a few more and everything. I didn't forget about you guys. We've all had busy schedules, but we always manage to squeeze in before the year is over. You're a Venezuelan singer-songwriter currently in Miami, Florida. You began a career playing French horn in middle school, later in musical theater in the choir, and also a soloist. You also began your radio career in 2020 at El Zol 106.7 FM in Miami, which is becoming top rated in your area. And you also co-host movie reviews. You have a song called Janguiar and everything else. And before getting on that, Tasha, tell us how you first got started.
Ooh, well, when I first got started, like professionally, or like when I just started exploring?
Go way, way back into the time machine, Natasha, way back.
Ooh, or like back to the past. So
or is it back to the future, you could say.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the past version.
Exactly, that one works better. So I started very, very young, kind of like when it was like summer camp era. So like I was like in my teens, younger teens, and my mom always would put me in summer camps because I loved, staying active during the summer. And that's when I started like getting involved in like talent shows and like doing like, plays and acting, just a little bit of everything. And that's when I started to get the passion of like being in the entertainment world. Like I loved setting up like little choreographies. I love, having to learn a script and be able to do it with my friends. I honestly had such a great time getting to know the whole art space and entertainment. And that's kind of where everything started for me when I started in middle school. I was like, you know what, mom, I want to do something. I want to explore a little bit more of music. Cause like back in the day, like, we would have like, family parties and I would always put on a show for my
Nice.
family. Like, those cute little like kid shows and like everybody's like, yeah, Natasha, So, so, but I was like really good at it. Like, I don't know if it was just my family telling me like, oh my God, you're so good. But like, going back to the present, I think I was pretty good now that we're doing, this professionally. And when I started that, like I was like, okay, maybe middle school, let's like, explore music. So I was like, perfect, let's do band. They didn't have a choir in my middle school. It was just like a middle school band. So I was like, hey, this is a perfect start. I get to learn about music and get to learn about notes and scales and all that stuff. And I was very interested in learning the saxophone. I thought it's such a beautiful instrument. The sound that it makes, like, it's just so like sexy, but it could also be so like full of emotion and like, sadness.
Is
And it could,
it's just like pure jazz right there. You're talking just pure jazz.
yeah. Yes, yes. So I was like, perfect. I want to learn this. Unfortunately, in band, everything that you want to pick has to do with your last name. And my last name starts with an R. So by the time that it was my turn to pick an instrument, all the saxophones were gone. All of them were gone.
No.
All of them, all the flutes, every single instrument was gone, and the only instrument left was the French horn, which anyone who is listening and watching this and loves playing French horns and is into French horn, I got nothing against you guys. I actually applaud you because that French horn was the hardest instrument for me to learn. Like it's just three keys, but like you really got to know how to, like, precision, like, everything, airflow, and it was a very hard instrument. But hey, I got the hang of it. I even had to carry it around, and I got like little muscles when I was like little and stuff like that. So, it worked for me. It worked for me. And then as I, spent like my 2-3 years in middle school, that the French horn like got me to really open the doors of like singing, because we would have like, this girl from high school that would come to like our middle school like recitals and stuff like that, and she would sing, and I was like, oh man, like I really like what this girl is doing. Like I think I can do that. Like I think I'm more I that appeals more to me. So I just started like, doing like little like singing like here and there. And then when I went to high school, I decided to audition for the choir. I was like, you know what? Why not? I know how to read notes, and like I'm very like if you play a key on the piano, like I can pick it up really easily. So I was like, this can't be that hard to get
Mhm.
into, like, choir. So whatever, I auditioned, I got into choir, and all my 4 years I did classical music. We did a little bit of pop. We did musical theater. We did Rent. We did. Oh my God. What's the? It'll come to me. But we did a bunch of plays, and like there, I was like, wow, like we were able to like kind of explore like lead roles, or like just like you roles doing like music. And when I we were like a junior senior, I was like, you know what, like this is what I really want to do. I want to pursue this like professionally. I want to study it. And I decided that I wanted to be an opera singer. That's what I wanted to go to school for.
Mm.
Because yeah, but I'm not an opera singer. Like this is how crazy life is. So I mean, all I knew was like classical. So I was like, wow, like opera sing, all this stuff. And once I got accepted to, I was going to go to the University of Miami. I got accepted into their School of Music, which is a very, very hard program to get into. And I even was surprised myself that they accepted me. The problem was that it was really expensive, Mike. Like tuition was like 50 grand a semester. And like, it was a lot, and I didn't get a lot of help from like financial aid either, and I was with my mom that's a single mom, so it really wasn't looking that great for me in that aspect. And I that was the only school that I got into the music program. I applied to a bunch of other school like music schools, and I didn't get into any of them. So I kind of took that moment. I was like, it got me really sad. I was like depressed, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign that it's I'm not supposed to be doing music. So I quit music. Like I stopped doing music for all my college years. Like nobody that I knew that I was into singing, like that I would sing in my church choir. Like they had no idea. Like I kind of just like disconnected from music. And looking at it now, I kind of find it so silly that I let that, be the reason why I stopped music. But hey, I feel like sometimes things aren't meant for you in that time, but they are meant for you in another time. So that's how I'm taking it now.
Mhm.
And I feel like if it didn't go this way, maybe this is how my path was supposed to be
Mhm.
paved. So yes, go ahead.
And what was that one moment for that made you come back?
Yes, literally. So Facebook, I gotta say thank you to Facebook, because there was this memory that popped up on my news feed, and it was a song that I had written back in high school, and it was electronic song I did with my friend, and we had put it up on SoundCloud, and it reminded me of that, and it took me straight to the page of SoundCloud, and I started listening to the song, and it was called oh my god, it was called "Party Till We Die." I was like, oh my god, this is I was like, what am I writing at like 16 years old, but okay. And I was hearing it, and it kind of brought me back to like that moment and the feeling like that I was feeling of like accomplishment of like, like I was so proud that I wrote that song. And I missed those feelings. I missed having that feeling of like, wow, like I did that, like in musical terms. And then I had graduated college, I was working a corporate job and I was miserable. I did not like what I was doing. I kept on thinking, how am I going to live my life if this is what I'm living for? Just, working this 9 to 5 and something that I really don't like. And thanks to that memory, I started to, go again with music. I opened up my YouTube channel, started posting covers, hired a voice teacher, and I kind of started building from there. Started looking at those top 40 bands that sing around, and I was singing with two bands right before the pandemic happened. I was singing with two bands in Miami, getting paid for singing, and I was the happiest person I've ever been in my whole life. I was like, wow, like this is how I should feel every day. I would wake up with happiness and I would feel like accomplished, and I'm like, wow, I'm doing what I love and I'm getting paid for it, and it could lead to so many things, and that kind of just kept me going. And then fast forward to when the pandemic happened. I kind of lost everything. The two bands that I was with, like we didn't sing anymore, and everything took a different turn. And then that's when I was like, you know what, let me take this time that I have a lot of time because I got fired from my other job to see if I could write. Like, let me write some original stuff. Let me kind of explore what I want to do, like musically. What genre that I want to do? That I want to sing Spanish? Did I want to do English? And crazy story, I actually started writing music with one of the like original stunt doubles from the Power Rangers like years ago, and he was just like
Mm,
doing
I'm
yes.
trying to think. Are you referring to Racer Michaels? Is that the guy?
No, his name is John Stewart. John Stewart.
Oh, John Stewart.
And
Okay, all right. I got the name mixed up. Sorry.
yes. So I found him through Facebook. He was during that time he was looking for a female vocalist to sing on one of his tracks, and I decided to do it. And then he really liked my voice and was like, hey, like maybe we should try to like do a band or do some songs together and see how it goes. And he, like, honestly, like we don't work with each other anymore, but I feel like he was like a very strong stepping stone in giving me the ability to like get better at writing lyrics and melodies. Like he really pushed me to be my best version. And then in those moments it was very like Latin pop. It was more like Americanized Latin pop, and I really really wanted to do urban Latin music, but he did not want to do that. So eventually we got to an agreement. I was like, listen, like, I really learned a lot from like working with you, but I think I need to pursue the genre that I want to pursue. And we left on good terms. And then as soon as like that summer during the pandemic, I met a producer who produces one of the top radio shows here in Miami, El Zol. And we wrote our first song together, and it was exactly what I wanted. Like it was like
Wow.
reggaeton, urban Latin, and I was like, okay, like this is the guy. This is like, he knows like the vision that I'm looking for. He knows how I want to sound. And I haven't he's the only producer that I've been making songs with up to today. We have 6 songs out, including Janguiar, which is my latest single, and it's been kicking ass, Mike. It's
Nice,
been
nice.
yes, yes, and
Nice,
that
nice.
is the whole short story of how like where I am now musically. But I feel like it just, you have to like, it's trial and error. So I'm very grateful for all the people that have like passed through me in a musical way, and we're
Mhm.
here making music.
Yes, that's right, too. We'll talk about Janguiar as well, too, along with some of the other ventures, too. More about El Zol 106.7 FM, you being co-host, movie reviews, and more with Nathasha Rumbos. But first, you listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews. And even endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Eminem. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, along with Odyssey, Pandora, BitChute, Rumble, and make sure you subscribe to those along with the YouTube channel. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. And for more great gift ideas, got Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas like books, Missing, Want Some Wrinkles, also cool gifts like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more, Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the amazing Venezuelan singer, songwriter, currently in Miami, Nathasha Rumbos, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Before we talk about your latest song, Janguiar, along with your other releases, tell us about your journey going from Venezuela over to Miami.
Yeah, so well, my mom brought me here very young. She brought me at 5 years old. And right when Chavez took over presidency in Venezuela, my mom was smart enough to be like, you know what, let's move to America. And she brought me here, and I've been raised in Miami ever since. All those 20 plus years that this
Ooh,
Miami has
that
been my
long.
home.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I visited Venezuela like maybe like 10 years ago was like the last time, because thankfully now all my family has moved away from Venezuela. Some are here in Miami, some are in Europe. They're kind of sprinkled all over the world, but they're at least not in that in that country right now.
And who are some of your favorite singers and songwriters, musicians growing up? Not just in Venezuela, but also in America.
Yeah, so growing up, I listened a lot to Shakira. Shakira has been like a huge staple. Jennifer Lopez, and then my mom sometimes when she was like on the taking me to school, I would listen to Bon Jovi with her. So I really love that, or Daughtry as well. Kind of a little bit of everything. The Jonas Brothers. When I was in my teens, I was obsessed with them. But yeah, I was obsessed with them. And well, Daddy Yankee, a lot of like the urban reggaeton artists growing up, that influenced me a lot, especially down here in Miami.
And,
Yeah.
and of course, you also been on movie reviews and more with Brian Sebastian, Howard Wiggins, and more. And I'm not sure we covered that. How did you first get involved with movie reviews and more?
Oh snap! So we met in 2020, and it was right when I had released my first song, "Gozala" with Jon Stewart, and Brian was the first person to ever interview me about my music career, and we had like an hour long interview.
Wow.
And after the interview, he's like, hey, yeah, it was like we could not stop talking. Like it was just like it was really fantastic.
Well,
It was
Brian
such a
Sebastian, one of the best in the business. You're very thankful. Be like the first guest. So what a great way to start a career.
yeah. And he after the show, he's like, hey, like I don't know what you're doing now that during the pandemic, but like I would love for you to like be part of one of my co-hosts. And 3 years later, we're still doing it every Tuesday, and I've been very grateful to have him, like, to make him, I mean, me be part of the team, because he's gotten me, like, not gotten me, but he's like introduced me to a lot of great people that have led me to like performing at Times Square last summer, which was very cool, and it was all through Brian. I ended up going to Vegas last year to do a showcase for the Latin Grammy Music Week. And because of that showcase, I got a gig at the radio station in New York, which is the station that I do every Sunday. It's La Mega 97.5. And every Sunday I'm on from 4 to 8. So, like, definitely Brian has had like a lot of positive touch in my career, and he's helped me grow a lot. And I'm so grateful for Brian. We have a blast on our shows, and I learn something new every time.
Oh yeah, and then you talked about you being on New York. Now, do you travel to New York to do a show, or do it by like?
No.
I was just going to
Yeah,
ask you about that. It's like the old days of fly jocks. They would just virtually just fly from one station to another, even if it's across the country.
that honestly, when they first told me about the gig, I was like, okay, wait, hold on. Do I need to travel to New York every weekend? Because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that unless you guys, get me on a little private plane or something. But no, I actually do it from my home studio. I record it, and it goes live. So it's been pretty. I have a little folder. I started in May, so it's been only almost 3 months. Sorry, not in May, in March. Jesus, what am I saying? March, April, May, June. It's been 3 months. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, honestly. I feel like, I mean, before the pandemic, I also worked in radio, but as a promotions girl. So I would always be in all the festivals and all the events, kind of, putting up the radio station and doing prizes and such. And that's when I actually fell in love with the whole on air co-host. I did not know that you could, like, have a career in radio before I worked in radio. And I always wanted the opportunity to be an on-air person. And things didn't go the way I wanted to back in the day, but then look at me now. Like, I have my own shows 4 to 8 on Sundays in Rochester, New York. Like, it's not even in Miami, so it's a start. But
Mhm.
I've been learning a lot. And it's been fun. And
Okay.
that's what's important, as long as you're having fun.
And what time can we listen to you on 106.7 FM? What time on Sundays?
So it's not 106.7, it's 97.5. So 106.7 is the radio station that my producer works at. So he produces that radio show for a really big DJ here in Miami. But for me is La Mega 97.5 FM. So anybody that doesn't live in Rochester can actually download the app, and they can listen to it live from 4 to 8 every Sunday with Tosh Baby.
Well, we're
I'll
certainly
tell you, boy.
we're certainly taking note on that one as well too, and I'm sure you had some influence in getting some of the music. Oh, and speaking of music, Janguiar, we forgot to talk about that, but first we'll get to it in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing. We'll be back with the multi-talented Nathasha Rumbos after this time. We're back with the amazing multi-talented Venezuelan singer-songwriter currently in Miami, Nathasha Rumbos, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And the song we've been talking about and look forward to hearing about is Janguiar. And tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write it.
Yeah, so Janguiar was released back in April, and it's been kicking, like I told you, it's been kicking ass. It's been the greatest song that I've released yet, like the best release I've had yet. It's hitting 1,000 views already, and it's only been like almost 2 months actually. So none of my music videos have ever reached 1,000 views in less than 2 months of it being released. So this is a very really cool accomplishment that I've been having. A lot of people have been loving the song, because it's a very summer song. It's a song that you kind of want to listen to it when you're kind of getting ready to like go do something fun, go on an adventure, go on a picnic, go to the beach. It's that song that kind of gets the juices flowing, and you're like, gets you active, and you're like ready to like just rock the world. So a lot of people have been loving it. And honestly, the music video is so many visuals. I got dancers with me. I'm dancing also, and I'm dancing in the middle of the street of Ocean Drive, like the most iconic street in Miami. So it's a very cool, it's a very cool video. I'm not gonna lie. It's very fun. It's catchy, a bunch of colors, you know, dancing. It kind of gives you a whole overview of like a weekend in a nice sunny South Beach. And when I had first written it, I kind of was like really annoyed. It was a work week. I was really annoyed. It was a very stressful week, and I needed to de-stress somehow. And I had this beat that I had recorded a couple months ago, but just never found the right theme. Never found what I wanted to write about, and just like that, I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do with this beat and all that, like stress and all that stuff. I was like, I just want a song that I can just listen to it and just be like, you know, like kind of just release all the tension. And Janguiar, you know, came out, and it's a very catchy song. It's been doing really, really great. It's been picked up on a couple radio stations in Colombia and in Venezuela, which is
Nice.
very, very exciting. None of my other songs have done that yet. So, you know, I feel like this song has a special place in my heart because it's been doing really good. 2 weeks ago, I actually got an award from an award show called Premios Lo Nuestro es Primero. It's an award show in Venezuela, and they gave me the recognition of being a very hardworking urban Latin artist, like in the international, because they consider me international since I don't live in Venezuela. But it was cool. They made a whole plaque and everything, and they're sending it to me. So that's my first award from an award show ever. So that's been very nice. Janguiar has been, you know, doing a lot of amazing and beautiful things. And we are looking at me performing that on 4th of July, which is very exciting in the downtown. So
Nice.
I think, yeah, we're honestly we're killing it, and I'm loving it. Anybody who hasn't watched it or listened to it first time, gotta go to my YouTube channel, Nathasha Rumbos, and you'll see the music video. You get to hear the song in all streaming platforms, and you get to hear all the other songs that I have out, which are very, very fun.
Oh yeah, and speaking of the other songs, I forgot to mention. Tell us about some of the songs you got on Spotify, and you know, talk about those if you like who inspired to write them.
Yeah, so Suéltate, which was the song that I released before Janguiar, is a Brazilian funk. So the thing that I love about music is that you get to like, I mean, I am doing urban Latin, but are so many subgenres in that like I love exploring. Like I did that Brazilian funk, which was very nice. Also a very dope video. It was filmed in the Miami Design District with like also dancers, like very, very vibrant colors. Um, that one was really good. It did amazing in Brazil. It actually, that is my only song up to today that has more than 10,000 streams on Spotify.
Wow.
Yeah, that song really killed it. That I released that one last year in like May. I released that one and it went really, really good. And it's been with the same producer that I've been working with, DJ Breezy. Shout out to him because he has created some amazing beats and bangers, and you know, we're continuing the process of it. We're actually currently working on a new song, which is kind of the music that they listen to in the Dominican Republic. So it's very like ta 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 ta, very like you kind of, yeah, so they call it dembo. That's the name of the style, dembo. So
Hello.
we're actually working on that, and it's coming out really, really, like I think it has very good potential as Janguiar. It's kind of in that same level, but I think it's a little bit rising the Janguiar. So that will be released this year for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. But for now, you gotta listen to Janguiar because that is the vibe right now.
Oh, I think you're getting me into it as well. And of course,
Oh,
let's
I
keep the
see
vibe
it.
going.
I
Yeah.
see it.
In the meantime, where can we find all your music at, and what's your website, Natasha?
Yeah, so my website is natasharumbosmusic.com. And then my music, you can find that in all streaming platforms. You can also, if you can't like find it for some weird reason, my website has everything, all the links. You can go to my Instagram, which is vocally Tosh, and also you'll find all the links there, all the stuff that I'm doing, all the the little behind the scenes, the little challenges that I'm doing. There is also a dance challenge for Janguiar for all my TikTok lovers and dancers out there. I would love to see you guys dancing to my dance challenge of Janguiar. You can find that on my Instagram at vocally Tosh.
We'll certainly do that. I have to get into practice on that one, Natasha. And if I do, just don't laugh, okay? So
As long as you do it, I'm happy with because you tried.
there you go. I think that's the best part. We're here with a Venezuelan singer-songwriter currently in Miami, co-host of movie reviews and more, Nathasha Rumbos here on the Mike Wagner Show. Natasha, just a few more minutes here. Love to have you back. And what else can we expect from you in 2023 and beyond?
Ooh, 2023 and beyond. Well, absolutely more new music. And I do have a collaboration with this really cool, amazing Mexican artist. His name
Nice.
is Ian Guerin, and he will be releasing an album later on this year, and in that album there is a song that we're in it together, and it's a very, very cool song. We shot the video in Mexico and here in Miami, and it's kind of like a love hate relationship type of song.
Oh, I love those
Very,
type.
very good. Yes, yes, very good. So that we can look forward to that because that's dropping this year. And then I do have a couple other collaborations that we've been working on. I have a bachata song that I will be doing with an artist from Orlando, and then I have this new collaboration with
Hmm.
salsa choque, which is a very huge thing in Colombia.
Oh,
um
nice.
yeah, so I'm excited. All these collaborations have been popping up, and it's been really nice to be able to share space with other creative minds, and that kind of that definitely helps me grow as an artist. So anybody that wants to collaborate that's looking at this show, please reach out to me. I'm always open to sharing more music with more people and vibing.
We'll certainly do that as well too, and we're looking forward to Natasha. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
In my career right now, just because I'm doing Spanish music, I gotta say Carol G, because Carol G has been killing it. And it's very inspirational that like all her songs are just it's a hit after a hit after a hit. And I kind of want to get to that level that every song I write is a hit. And it takes time, and it takes a lot of dedication and continuous writing. But she inspires me a lot to be able to be a big artist just like that, and get to be like she's the only Latin singer in the Barbie soundtrack, which is pretty amazing as a Latin artist to get into that. So yeah,
Nice.
I look up to her a lot.
And
Mhm.
of course, for all you Barbie fans out there, make sure you check it out as well too, and catch the song as well too. Barbie the movie is coming out. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Honestly, like don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to give it your all, because years are gonna pass by and you're gonna be like, what if this? So you know what? Don't be afraid to fail, because just because you fail means you're gonna get better, you're gonna get up, and you're gonna continue doing it, you're gonna get to where you want to get. So
Mhm.
just do it.
Right, and that's very good advice as well, too. Very good. We're here on Natasha Rumbos of Janguiar, and also co-host movie reviews and more. Venezuelan singer-songwriter currently in Miami, and also on La Mega 97.5 FM, 48 on Sundays here on the Mike Wagner Show. Natasha, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. Once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people check out your music and check out your radio show, especially?
Yes. So my website, natasharumbosmusic.com, for all my Instagram peoples at vocally Tosh, and you can find all the links there too. Check out my YouTube channel to check out all the music videos that I have out, because they are very fun to watch, and they just connect so much better when you visually see it, when you hear the music. And what was the other? Oh, my radio shows. So every Sunday from 4 to 8, download the app of La Mega 97.5, and then you can listen to me from 4 to 8. We'll be talking about all the new stuff that's been going on in the week, all the chismes, the farandula. And that's how you can find me, and keep on streaming Janguiar. Let's keep it up for the summer, because Janguiar is the summer song, so you have to listen to it.
We'll certainly do that as well. Once again, Natasha, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Fantastico. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. Wish you all the best, Natasha. You definitely have a great future ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. Love being on your show, and thank you for, giving me the platform, having this little chat. I loved it. You're fantastic, and I definitely will see you soon.